out here. It is wild being a woman because listen, I am 1,000,000% for women's rights. I think about it actually all the time. I have 2 daughters. But what I also think about a lot of the times is that like, I don't want to do it anyway. Like I'm glad that we now can drive cars, but I don't want to drive. But I don't want you telling me I can't do it. I also don't want you to do something because I'm a woman thinking that I can't do it myself. But then I think you should do it for me. Like when I'm unloading something from the car that's heavy and a man sees me unloading it, like I don't want him to assume that I can't do it on my own. But if he doesn't help me, that was rude. That was really rude because I don't want to do it by myself. And it was heavy. There's a problem. There's a problem. This is a problem. I'm admitting that. And the first step is admitting that you have a problem. Also, like, do not think for me. I can think on my own. But please don't ask because I don't want to use my brain. I don't want to use it. I don't want to use it. But I want to have the ability to. It is wild out here. Being a woman is crazy. Crazy. Or maybe I'm just crazy. But either way.
So this is going to be a response to the video that you saw. And I'm going to use a quote from this lady. She said, being a woman is crazy. So this is a response to that. Being a woman is crazy. All praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Now, the title didn't come from me. She was the one that said it. I'm repeating her phrase. Being a woman is crazy. You know why? Because you're under the vibration of the serpent. You have been ever since, that fall in the garden. Women have been under the vibration of the serpent. And it's complete confusion. Because your instincts are telling you that you need to be taken care of, that you need to be cared for, told what to do, how to do it, and then all the heavy things the man's supposed to take care of. But you want so-called rights, which is feminism, and it goes against your very nature. Feminism goes against your nature. You trying to have equality goes against your nature. That's why the lady said what she said. And to you women that's gonna watch this, that feminism is some of the worst shit that ever happened to humans. Because women's natural nature is to be cared for, taken care of, told what to do, decisions made for you. But you think that you can be equal. And you weren't created to be equal, nor were you geared for equality. If the Most High wanted to make you equal to us, he would have just made you equal to us. And you're known in the Bible as the weaker vessel. Let's go there real quick. Salakia. So this is you know what? Excuse me. This is 1 Peter 3:7. It says, likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge. You know what? Let's open this up. I want to read the verse before it. I'll start at verse 5. 1 Peter 3:5. You can go there and read the whole chapter. Right? And you know what? Let's start at 1. It says, likewise, ye wives, be in subjection. What subjection mean? Under the rule of. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands. You're under the rule of your husband. That was also decreed in Genesis 3:15. The Lord made it to be so. Genesis 3:15. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, speaking to the serpent, and between thy seed and her seed, between thy children and her children. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Unto the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. And nothing ever changed that, okay? And whenever you try to do the opposite of what's written in the word, you're going to always bring confusion, and you're going to be confused. Now back in 1 Peter 3:1, likewise, ye wives, be in subjection. It don't say be equal to. It don't say carve your own path, do what you want to do, right? It doesn't say that. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands. What if you don't have a husband? Still doesn't mean you're equal to men, right? You're not equal to men. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, They also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives, while they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear. Let's jump down. Verse 5. For after this manner in the old time, the holy women also, see that holy women, set apart women that were of the most, that the Most High was dealing with, how did they behave? For after this manner in the old time, the holy women also who trusted in the Most High adorned themselves, and it goes into the clothing in the verses above. Being in subjection, mention it again, same chapter mentions subjection twice. Being in subjection unto their own husbands, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well and are not afraid with any amazement. Excuse me. Verse 7, likewise ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife. It says give her honor. It didn't say obey her. It didn't say let her be equal to you. It says give honor. Right? You got to dwell with them according to knowledge. Likewise ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. And a weaker vessel is not superior or equal to a stronger vessel. You're the weaker vessel. That means you're not an equal. See it? As unto the weaker vessel, as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. So there you go. You're the weaker vessel. You were never designed to be over the man, to be equal even. And if you go back further to Genesis 3, you listen to the serpent. Okay, this is Genesis 3 verse 1. It says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord power had made. A very cunning individual known as the serpent, right? And the same spirit that was in that serpent, that individual, a cunning, treacherous person. Because when you look at the word serpent, it doesn't mean a snake. I mean, sometimes you'll see a serpent is a snake, but it's also a cunning, treacherous individual. It says an image, fleeing serpent. No, it doesn't really give it to you here, but if you look up the word serpent, let's go back, Salakia. All right, if you look up the word serpent, what does it say? A large snake, a sly or treacherous person, especially one who exploits a position of trust in order to betray it. And today, that same spirit that was in that individual known as the serpent is in the so-called white man Esau. And that's the whole key behind feminism, women's rights, trying to make the woman equal. That's what it's all about. And that's why that woman, she said she glad they can drive cars, but she don't want to drive. Right? She said, don't try to tell her how to think. Don't try to think for her, but she don't want to use her brain. So please think. Don't tell me how to think, but think for me, please. Don't tell me I can't think, but can you make my decisions for me? Don't tell me that I don't have the power to lift things, but can you lift it for me? See, it's confusion. Because why? Because you were meant to be taken care of. To be taken care of. You weren't meant to be in the place of the man trying to be the man. It's just not true. You're under the vibration of the serpent if you believe otherwise. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord power had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, hath the Most High said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. He got inside of your mind. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, power hath said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. For power doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. See, he was saying, you're going to be like him. And even now today, you're still trying to be like me, and you're trying to do more than what you were designed to do. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. See that? So you got beguiled, as it were, tricked. You see, the serpent came along and said, what did the Most High tell you? You should not die. And that's as far as we want to go with that. And it wasn't a literal tree, neither was it literal fruit, but it was allegory, right? It was allegory. But we know the people of the world, you believe that it was literal fruit. How in the hell can the Most High gonna make a tree for food and then you can't eat off the tree? If it was literal, we talking about. You know, the Most High made an apple tree, told you don't eat none of the apples off of that. You can eat the other apples, but don't eat the apples off this one tree. Because once you bite one, you're going to be wise, knowing good and evil. That's not what it meant. Now, for those who want to go further than that, you can type in GMS and Genesis, right? Genesis 3. And I think I recently put up a video on this channel going into it. You just have to search. Just click on the home page and go through the videos. Click on the videos tab and go cycle through them, and you will see videos where I re-uploaded the Apostles video going into Genesis 3. Okay? So anyway, going back to this video, and you know, really that had to do with other philosophies, other doctrines. Just like now, whenever women think that you can delve off into another religion, another philosophy, or you can try to be equal to the man, which that's another philosophy. Thinking that you're equal or above men, or that you're the prize, you're gonna always go astray. You're gonna always go left. See? Anytime you try to step out of position, you're gonna fuck up. Just to be perfectly honest with you. And I mean, that's a funny video that the woman, you know, she basically was admitting it, that it's nothing but confusion. Let's get 2 Corinthians. Doggone it. Just hold tight. Oh, you know what? There it was. If I just bring it up right here. 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians 11:3. It says, but I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in the anointing. And what does beguile mean right here? And we can even look at the word serpent right here. Maybe in the Greek it'll give it to us. Serpent, ophis. And it said what? Snake, serpent. With the ancients, the serpent was an emblem of cunning and wisdom. The serpent who deceived Eve was regarded by the Jews as the devil, or he was one of many devils. A snake, figuratively, as a type of sly, cunning, an artful, malicious person, especially Satan. And you know, like today, the so-called white man has the spirit of the serpent. And that's why we call you devils, because you're the son of Satan, whether you want to admit it or not. And that's all they do. They usurp the authority that's given to men by trying to put women on equal grounds with us. And even now, that whole thing with the alphabet community, all that shit is the vibration of the serpent. 2 Corinthians 11:3 again, but I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your minds should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in the anointed. For if he that cometh preaches another Yahushua, whom we have not preached, or if you receive another spirit, see, which ye have not received, or another gospel, which ye have not accepted, ye might well bear with him. And this, you got a lot of confusion these days. That's why we have to bear with these individuals, these false gospels, false doctrines, preaching another Yahushua, and that whole thing with women being equal to men. That's a whole nother God you worshiping, because the God of the Bible never ordained women to be equal with men. And this is why when you try, and more women, you hear them making videos talking about they tired of, having to be strong. But you know what? You're not going to be able to get a man to take care of you and be in the natural order unless you submit. Meaning you can't get a man to be with you because of your damn looks, but then you still want to, be mouthy. Ain't nobody going to put up with that. And you're going to see more and more women, women that are single mothers, that got all them damn kids you have from another man. You done tricked off and freaked, been freaked by every Tom, Dick, and Harry. And then when your ass get old, you start pushing in the late 30s and 40s. Now you want to come lay up in the bed next to me, talking about you love me, and I got to raise these damn youngest your ass still accumulated? Hell no. No. More and more women going to be alone. You're going to be by yourself. As long as you're under the vibration of the serpent, men are just like, no, we're tired of this shit. And, but, hey, it's controversial to talk like this, but it is what it is. It's the truth. And even this woman admitted out of her own mouth, you know, being a woman is confusing, or it's confusion, or however she said it. Now, that double-mindedness, right? Wanting to do one thing, but knowing that you're supposed to do another, that's being double-minded. This is James 1 verse 8. Now, when a man is double-minded, it's said to be, let's read it. James 1 verse 8, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. That's why these women are highly unstable. They're double-minded. They want freedom. They want the freedom, but then once they get the freedom, they just want to know they can have it, right? So what's the point of having it then? See, the NLT says their loyalty is divided between the Most High and the world, and they are unstable in everything they do. There you go. It said men, but women are included in man, right? NIV, such a person is double-minded and unstable in all they do. Now, I like that one from the NLT. Their loyalty is divided between the Most High and the world. When a woman says, don't tell her how to think, but she don't want to use her mind, well, what's the point? And nobody can tell you how to think. You're supposed to get the way you think from the Bible anyway. Their loyalty is divided between the Most High and the world, and they are unstable in everything they do. Yeah, and that's good enough. I mean, these all say about the same thing. Yeah, that's good enough. So a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, but so is a double-minded woman. A double-minded individual is unstable. Now let's get the natural order. Let's see here. Woman for the man. And it seems like lately I made about 2 or 3 videos going into this natural order of things, but it doesn't matter. We'll keep bringing it out as long as, you know, as long as the Lord put his spirit on us to bring it out, we'll bring it out. So this is 1 Corinthians 11:1. It says, be ye followers of me, even as I also am of the anointed. Right? If you're going to follow a man, make sure he's a follower of the anointed, of Yahushua. Verse 3 says, and I'll keep reading at verse 2. Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you. But I will have you know that the head of every man is the anointed, and the head of the woman is the man. Right? Now this says this way back in 2 Corinthians. So don't try to pop up with that shit. A woman shall compass a man. That's in Isaiah. We all the way back in 1 Corinthians in the New Testament, a whole nother 1,000 years later. Okay? Because it didn't mean that literally women gonna be above men. It mean you're gonna be given all these rights, because the Most High knew, and he prophesied it through the prophet Isaiah, that it will come a time where women will be placed up on a high pedestal, looking down upon men, and it happened, right? Women have compassed us. I was just sitting there watching HGTV with the wife, and he got these 2 Haitian chicks. This Haitian American chick, she got a divorce from her husband. Now she a nurse practitioner. She want to go find a house and got her 2 daughters with her, and then the real estate agent was her best friend. She's showing her house, and you can just see the pride oozing off of them. But it ain't gonna be nothing but goddamn confusion. That's all it's gonna be in the end. You women get them jobs, you start getting that money, and you get proud. Especially you so-called immigrants that come over here from other countries. America boosts your women up and they start thinking they better than you. They get over here to America, you know, start saying they can make some money. Before you know it, she thinks she don't need a man no more. But the time coming, you are gonna need your men. You're gonna need men in the time to come. This confused ass system. This confused ass system of confusion, we can't wait till the Lord get rid of it, man. Can't wait. Sometimes I just sit back and I look at these women of the world. We out, you know, and about shopping and whatnot, or whatever we doing, and you can see it. Women are fucking confused. You watch them behind the wheel, driving in traffic, everything they do, and you can and notice. I mention these BBLs a lot, but guess what the BBLs are doing? These women are getting puffed up and proud. When you see a woman with a BBL, she's pretty much showing you who she is. She's low value. She thinks it's going to increase her value. No, you're low value, because it shows that your mind is in your ass. Your mind is in your ass. That's where it is. You think about doing that. Who thinks about having a fat ass, you're going to increase your value? I mean, that's ridiculous. You basically might as well just say, write the word whore across your forehead, and you know that's really what you want to be. You think that a woman is a fat ass? That's what you think that is? Stupidity, man. But anyway, I didn't want to say all that, but it came out anyway. Let's read it again. 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is the anointed, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of the anointed is the Most High. There you go. That's the natural order. You see? Verse 8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. Right? You're an accessory, like a belt, a pair of shoes. You're eye candy. Sure. And you got your own place among the Most High's creation, sure, but you're not to be above. And anytime you try to come outside of your natural order, it's always going to be confusion, and you're always going to be unhappy, and that's it. So this is a quick response. I saw this video and I knew brothers would get a kick out of it, but I wanted to put a few scriptures to it. So Lord willing, it was edifying. We'll see you again soon, Lord willing. All praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.